about President Trump's efforts to control the messaging on the impeachment inquiry. The Washington Post reports the president wanted Attorney General William Barr to hold a press conference stating the president did not break any laws during the Ukraine phone call. The Attorney General reportedly declined this request. Mr. Trump took to Twitter last night to deny this story, calling it, quote, totally untrue. As you'll recall, Barr did hold a press conference earlier this year after Special Counsel Robert Mueller wrapped up his investigation. The Attorney General said there was no collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. And this all comes as House Democrats are gearing up for public hearings in the impeachment probe. Laura Podesta is joining me now. Laura, what more do we know about these hearings coming up next week?
These public hearings start next week on Wednesday, and CBS News has learned that the Trump administration is beefing up its communications team to help the White House fight back, basically in real time when these hearings are broadcast. Trump allies have long pushed for a more coordinated messaging strategy from the White House. President Trump attacked Democrats while campaigning in Louisiana last night.
In Washington, with these do-nothing, somewhat evil, and in some cases very evil people.
In Washington, House Democrats announced public hearings will begin next week in the impeachment inquiry.
The most important facts are largely not contested.
Democrats hope the televised testimony will help their argument.
The degree to which the president enlisted whole departments of government in the illicit aim of trying to get Ukraine to dig up dirt on a political opponent.
Ambassador Bill Taylor, the top U.S. diplomat in Ukraine, and Deputy Assistant Secretary of State George Kent will appear Wednesday. Former ambassador to Ukraine Marie Yovanovitch is scheduled next Friday. Taylor told lawmakers during a closed-door deposition his clear understanding was that money for military aid would not come until the president of Ukraine committed to pursue the investigation into President Trump's political rivals.
I trust President Zelensky and President Trump.
Republicans say there was no quid pro quo.
It's actually getting easier to defend the president from a standpoint there is no linkage between aid.
Taylor testified that some cabinet members tried to set up a White House meeting to discuss the hold, but there were scheduling conflicts, and President Trump's interest in buying Greenland at the time was taking up energy at the National Security Council.
So, Laura, what's happening today in the impeachment inquiry? Because it continues on, right?
Well, it's more like what's not happening, because former National Security Advisor John Bolton was expected to testify, and now he's expected to ignore lawmakers' requests to testify in this impeachment inquiry. His attorney had said he would not testify unless he was served a subpoena, and now we've heard that Democrats have withdrawn that subpoena. President Trump's acting White House Chief of Staff, Mick Mulvaney, is also not expected to speak tomorrow.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Laura.
Thanks.